the Rant Network with Stuart Brisgel and David Solomon every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, noon Eastern. You think about it, we rant about it. Listen to us live on Facebook.
What's up, everybody? Today is Monday, the 13th. We all have gone through the 20th, September 11th that we talked about on Friday. I hope everyone had a meaningful Saturday, reflecting that tragedy. But from one tragedy, we're going to another issue, like always, that is just beyond words. And I don't know if any of you tuned in to NFL, but the national anthem is kind of getting a little changed up. David?
Well, not quite changed up there, Stuart, but let me put it into perspective. So this is not a rant about sports. So before you folks hang up or close your link, this is not a sports. I'm not going to rant and talk to you about football players. I'm going to talk about more of a weird situation that happened last Thursday. Now, the National Football League kicked off its season on Thursday. Tampa Bay won the championship last year. They got to raise the banner. Everybody was excited. Now, the NFL is full of traditions. And their traditions include, a pregame ceremony. There's a tradition of a flyover. Planes always fly over. Every game, planes fly over the stadium. It's a big thing. Football is full of traditions. And one of the traditions is the national anthem. But you see, the NFL has its foot in his mouth because it tries to appease its major constituent, the players, of which 7 out of 10 are African American. And as a result, they've put their foot in their mouth so many times with the way they've treated black players that now they're trying to shift the focus to say, oh, no, we really are in support of you. We love you, and we want to do everything to make you happy. So what did they do? They tried to appease them this year by starting with the quote-unquote black national anthem. Now, God, I have to tell you, I've never heard of such a thing, but apparently it was a very interesting. Alicia Keys sang "Lift Every Voice and Sing." There was a beautiful Florida A&M University concert choir behind her singing this song, and in effect, this has been dubbed the Black National Anthem. And to show the support to the players, according to the NFL, the idea was to put more of a light on social injustice in the United States. We're going to perform this at a whole bunch of football games this year. I mean, the idea is, we want to end. They want all these slogans: end racism, stop hate, Black Lives Matter, blah, 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 blah. And again, it's about their constituents. But I want to tell you, folks, when I heard this, and I'm not saying this because I'm a white male, a national anthem, if you're going to play it, is about what? Your country. Stuart, you talk about it. It's your country. And the Star-Spangled Banner, which, by the way, is not my choice. I would have liked, I forgot the name of the other one, which was like, way nicer and way better. But the Star-Spangled Banner, that's the American national anthem. That's played in every sporting event. And yet here they've just thrown in this kink called, the Black National Anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing, and have now created an American national anthem and a Black national anthem. And Stuart, I think that this is a slippery slope.
So let's first understand this. This is the NFL, the billion-dollar corporate war machine that paid black males less than white males not so long ago. And they're trying to make up for probably their really dumb moves, right? Which, again, not just, the NFL. There's many corporations that did the same thing. But let's understand one thing and one thing only. A national anthem is something tied to a country. Yes, it's dubbed the Black National Anthem. But last time I checked, this is the United States born of the free, the brave, and it doesn't say black, white, or green. Not what you think, it. All right, Dave.
No, but the thing is, Stuart, I'm going to put it to you this way. The NFL, like I said, put its foot in his mouth many times. And here's where it's put its foot very deep in its mouth. The NFL players have been saying, like you said, there has been this, for a long time, you couldn't have a black quarterback. They said black quarterbacks weren't smart enough to play in the NFL. Well, they it took the Canadian Football League to make them realize that black quarterbacks can actually play. I mean, I'm not going back that far. I'm going back to the 80s where a black quarterback, you couldn't find a black quarterback on a football team. Today, you'd be hard-pressed to find not a black quarterback, but it took 30 years to get them to wake up. Now we have a different problem in the NFL. And you know what it is? Coaching. You see, the National Football League, and this is something that I couldn't understand, is if there are 7 out of 10 of the players are black, what's with the coaching staff that is so white?
And owners.
Okay, we'll get to the owners in a second. But how about this? That according to the statistics going into last season, while 70% of the players are black, only 30% of the assistant coaches are black, and less than 10%, which makes 3 coaches, are black. Now, I'm not one to sit here and purport that we should be hiring blacks over whites because of that. We should always hire the best person for the job. But the NFL has a problem, and the problem is its own hiring policy. Have you heard of the Rooney Rule, Stuart?
No.
The Rooney Rule was put in thanks to the owner of the Steelers, who they insisted that you must interview black candidates or be fined. Now imagine that you have to put a pulse. Imagine you go into a workplace where they say to you, before you hire anybody, if you don't interview visible minorities, there's a fine, you might get fired, whatever. In what world do we live in that we need to have to put this into place? Should it not be, let's go find the best person, go interview as many people as you can? The problem in the NFL is that the old boys club continues to say white works. White is better.
I love it.
The NFL has continued to push away this notion that they, instead of focusing on them, they're trying to put the attention somewhere else.
Listen, David, they're out of all 3. I just put the quote up on our chat screen.
Yep.
The 3 biggest U.S. sports league just have 6 people of color as principal owners. Now, remember, this isn't I own a fraction of a share as P. Diddy might, right? This is principal owners of teams in the 3 largest sports in the United States. And you want to know something?
That's not surprising.
And again, what makes a good owner white, black, Asian, or green?
Right. But I'm saying that right now what you're trying to do is they're trying to divert the attention from their own internal realities. And let me explain to you what I'm talking about. By trying to push this notion that you need to have 2 national anthems, the fact that you need to have an American national anthem, which is dubbed white, and a black national anthem, you've essentially created, and this is not my word, I'm going to bring in Bill Maher, who's a hardcore liberal, who on Friday basically said, when you go down a road where you're having 2 different national anthems, it's segregation. We're going back to that under a different name. That is the quote. I do not understand, Stuart. The National Football League says that they're trying to create social justice, social awareness, and whatever, but instead, by
divisiveness,
they're creating more they're creating more of a divisiveness and this hate, this black versus white. This you continue to enhance the notion of critical race theory. You continue to push the fact that white people are colonialists and racists, and therefore we must have a black national anthem. Where is the unification? Where is the notion that we are one people?
Want it because that would then draw more, magnifying glasses on themselves. Listen, I would tender, again, I'm not black, I'm not in the NFL, and I'm not a shareholder of any NFL team. So really, at the end of the day, they ain't going to listen to me, and they're probably not going to listen to you. But the fact of the matter is, if I was Black African American and I played pro sports and I didn't get paid as much as the white quarterback, I would make a suit and sue
Yeah,
them.
but that's not happening anymore. Those rules have been put into place.
No, of course
Stuart,
not.
no, I'm sorry, you're wrong. Because it is actually, you're wrong. In that case, you're completely wrong about salaries. This is not happening anymore. And if you look at the highest paid players right now, it's a position, it isn't the color. It's not that. The point is, Stuart, what we're
no, but it was that. No, I'm not saying
I'm not worried about. Forget about what was. Forget about what was. We are in 2021. We have not moved the pawn forward. All we're doing is shifting the damn pawn.
Taking it back.
And you know what? What I would like to see happen right now is if the National Football League, the National Hockey League, Major League Baseball, the NBA, all these sports who completely have said, "Oh, we need to be more attentive to social justice." Okay, then here's what I would do: get rid of the national anthem. Stop playing it in the games. I don't want to see social. I do not want to see this. You know, my wife and I had this talk. The Olympics, I get it. I represent a country in the Olympics. But if I look on a hockey team, when they play the national anthem, Stuart, in your home area of Florida, when the Florida Panthers play the American national anthem, and 50% of the players are Canadian, and only 25% are American, and the other 25% are European or Russian, what the hell is the American national anthem doing there?
That's a different debate, a different rant.
Well, hold on. But if the anthem is for the players, as the NFL is saying, then what the hell? To me, it's like, you know what?
But
it's time to get rid of it.
It's not for the players. The national anthem is something that has been indicative in sports since the very beginning.
No, it's only been since World War I. When they went to war, it was all about, when it went to war, it was about creating patriotism. And it's stuck. It's stuck. They didn't change it. Now we're in 2021.
You're telling me in the 1930s, they didn't play the national anthem.
I said World War I. After World War I. World War I. They started that then. To me, it's a I get tradition. I get why we keep these things, okay? But you know what? It doesn't make sense anymore.
I like the national anthem.
I'm not saying you don't like it, but the diversity on the football field, for example, is the players on the football field aren't all American anymore. It's time, if you're trying to send a social message using the national anthem, like they're trying to do here, you've created two races. You've created an us versus them. And if you put your foot so deep in your mouth, you're not going to get rid of this national anthem. Now what you need to do is to get rid of everything. You've got to get rid of all of it. You got to get rid of all these anthems. You can't. At this point, what the National Football League has done is basically said to all the other sports, we love blacks and look what we're doing. And we're going to create all this social justice and whatever. Reality is, I'm sorry, Roger Goodell, you're not doing jack shit other than creating more racial tension.
He's taking us back to the 1960s. And you know what? I'm going to quote Martin Luther King. It's very simple. I am a man.
Man, correct.
And you know what? Everyone in all these new quasi wannabe social action groups don't want anyone to have progression.
You know
they
what?
They want you to have regression. They want you to go back on a bus. They want people to sit separately.
Look,
this is how insane this is.
Stuart, I'm going to tell you, for me, I look at it like this. If the NFL wants to show progression, as you said, let's see the hiring policies improve. Because right now, if only 3 out of 32 coaches are black, 8% are professional staff, vice presidents are only 7%, 6% are general managers, right? Do you know what that means?
Yep.
It means that 2 of the 32 teams have a black general manager. Like, you want to know how to fix the problem, people? Fix the problem on your football teams. Don't go out there. Be a model there to show equality, not just on the football field.
David, it's that time.
You bet.
You've taken this whole rant, and you know what? I appreciate you very much on taking charge of this one. I could not have done this without you. I didn't even know this had happened until you told me. And you know, I think that's another problem. Not everyone watches football. Not anyone cares about it. Not everyone does.
No, that's not true. The problem is the National Football League is the #1 sport in the U.S., professional sport in the United States. Its ratings are ridiculous. We're talking an unbelievable. Every football team is valued at close to $1 billion, if not more.
Yeah,
they are leaders, and when a leader, like a corporation, like when a McDonald's does what they were doing, like when when you have leaders doing things like that, others will follow suit. And the danger here is that other sport leagues, colleges, high schools, if you're going to start doing that, imagine going to a high school football game. I don't care where you are, and you're going to play the American national anthem, and then you're going to play the other anthem. You're just teaching kids the wrong thing. Folks, we're out of time.
We're done.
We're out of time. We want to wish you all a great day, a great week, wonderful week. We'll be back here again on Wednesday. At noon Eastern. Catch us on Facebook. Catch us on all podcasts. We love you. We really want to hear from you.